Welcome to episode 5 of Cinemacast. I'm Steve McGilbert.
I'm Corey Boyce.
I'm Lee Kedley.
And I'm Jason Ford.
Today we won't be discussing films in general, but we will be discussing Highland Films. And for anyone who's listening out there that doesn't know,
Probably a lot of people.
we are Highland Films.
Some of the members.
Some of the members, yeah, there's some of the members that aren't here tonight, but we have 5 short films out right now. Working on another, and hopefully we'll keep progressing, obviously. But we're just going to talk about how it all began, the process of what goes into what we think and what we do, and just pretty much everything about it, I guess.
Just a couple things about the films, probably.
Yeah, a couple things about each
Some
film.
fun
and,
facts.
Yeah.
Madness.
We'll look into the madness.
So, I guess we'll start off just by how it all started. Well, we love films, I guess, all our life, really. And we've known each other all our life. So, since we were in primary, and 4 plus, actually.
4 plus,
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, we just...
Shout out St. Anne's.
Shout out St. Anne's, yeah. So basically we just decided to, why not make films, honestly. You don't see it much done around Cape Breton.
No.
Yeah.
Talked about it for a while.
We've talked about it for a long... This was a process from when we started talking to our very first short film. It was a long process to get there.
Probably actually 5 years.
A couple months.
Oh,
in.
I mean, like,
no,
when we
yeah,
actually
no.
first.
From when we first wanted to, yeah. I know
yeah,
what you
long
mean.
back spec.
You guys before me, I know that much.
Yeah, we tried to... The problem is we called ourselves CNE's Productions, okay?
Crazy Neighbors Productions.
Crazy Neighbors Productions, CNE's Films had nothing.
Twitter account
Didn't
that I've
have
seen.
Oh yeah,
We didn't
that
have
was
a
us.
camera.
Didn't have a
Movie
camera.
poster.
We had a massive script in the process
Massive horror
that was
idea.
done, and I don't know what we were thinking because we never had a camera in the first place.
What was there saying?
Is that the thing I saw the poster for? It's like a horse's mouth or something like
Oh,
that?
no,
that was when we were
turned-
trying to be like a mockumentary, making mockumentaries.
Like
We'd be
making funny ones. Like
what is air?
Why we need air?
Yeah. But anyway, that
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere. So
Company went under.
Company went under. So
Never got over.
I think from the end of that was probably about a year and a half
Oh, at least.
Grade
11
before.
to grade 12. So.
And then I seen actually the thing that started all off was a tweet by Malik saying I'm making a short film this summer. And,
No ifs, ands, or
no
buts.
ifs, ands, or buts.
And I didn't do it.
And I replied.
It wasn't that fan horrible.
Yeah.
I replied and I said, let's do it.
Yeah.
And
We met up shortly after that.
yeah, we met up shortly after. It was usually Tim Hortons conference meetings.
Conference table.
And so yeah, that's how basically the starting point of Highland Films began.
Yes.
Yeah, we met in Tim's, and I say we probably spent half hour, 45 minutes just coming up with a name.
Yeah, that was
and setting up like our Twitter and our email and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, we started working on the film Tough.
Tough, yeah.
Which
Still in
is
production.
Still in production, but
Yeah.
for good reason though, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Major.
it's our biggest one to date.
I'm glad that we didn't get to do it
Me
yet.
too, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been bad if we did.
Yeah.
And the thing about Tough is, what it basically we have to wait until the summer,
Mhm.
and we didn't have enough time in that summer
No.
to
I think it
film
was
it.
like near the end of the
No
summer.
way.
The boys wanted to start doing.
And shout out to Aiden Bailey. We still got you in mind, brother, if you're
Don't
listening.
worry. If you're listening.
But yeah, so that will still be in production, but we just had to wait until the summer this upcoming summer, which is not too far away. But I'm glad we did though, because
Yeah.
we had to get experience.
If
anyway.
that was the first thing we did for
Oh
like
my
we
God.
didn't
Oh God.
we didn't have the necessary equipment,
Yeah.
We didn't even show it.
experience, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
No,
glad
no.
that waited, and then we kind of contemplated filming it this winter,
Yeah.
but we all agreed that it's more of a summer.
More of a
Yeah,
summer
definitely.
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
If you and then yeah, but so I think the best option for any starting out filmmaker is making short films, obviously, because the more you make, the more experience you're gonna gain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. We're on
Yes.
our 5th.
we're on our 5th, yeah. But the first one we ever made was my brother's birthday.
Sneaky,
And,
sneaky good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wrote this in like grade 12, and I was just like imagining because
Actually, do remember talking about that in math class?
we used my actual brother Josh, and like his actual pictures, names, and stuff, and we used my house, and it was basically just about the death. It wasn't said, but it was the death. My brother was dead, and it was his birthday on that day, and I guess it was just
You were just trying to recover?
remembering him, but
No dialogue.
yeah,
And
no
that was,
dialogue.
That's really good.
That was
It was.
me, Steve J, and Cameron Slade.
Shout out
Cameron.
Cameron
Shout
Slade,
out Cameron
yeah.
Slade.
Back when he was on set.
Yeah.
Back when he was the very first one he was on set for.
I was an executive producer.
Executive
A lot of
producer.
Did
things.
nothing.
A lot of things also just worked out great for that
It did,
film because
yeah.
it was like around your brother's birthday, so there's a bunch
Yeah.
of things around the house.
Yeah, there was
you had
there was
that
pictures. There
sign
was
up.
on the board. It was the thing
Yeah.
on my whiteboard, and it actually was from
Happy birthday,
Yeah, happy
Joshua.
birthday, Joshua, and like that was actually for his birthday, so it just kind of worked out.
And then there to fit the tone, it was raining outside when we had to film
Yeah,
those
that was
scenes.
that was a quite,
Yeah.
That was
that was a
good scene.
depressing,
Yeah.
depressing short film.
It
Yeah.
was. That's
I
actually
like the
my
music
mother's
and
friend's
stuff.
favorite.
Yeah, the music and
Yeah, it is.
stuff too.
I know there was.
She
I also
is,
got a few people
I loves it.
They asked me whether or not your brother actually
Yeah,
died.
I've got
Oh
a
my
few of
God.
those questions.
I actually
Yeah.
like.
So imagine making a film
Well,
that
yeah.
actually happened.
Why would we
Yeah,
do
that's
that?
right.
And use your head.
Yeah, really though. Come on.
I guess that was the first one now, so maybe people actually.
Yeah.
That's your memorial video looking like.
I like some of the shots in that one. That was some of the best shots
The
we had.
driving scene.
The,
The fridge opening.
That
That
was
one's
on
a-
the spot.
That was
Great,
wicked.
great shots. Yeah.
That did have amazing shots.
And I guess before
Shout out
we
to yourself.
Yeah, that's good. Shout out. But I guess before we go into any more of our films, I guess we just gotta say, I'm sure people around here are thinking, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you
up
guys
to?
doing?
Yeah.
But honestly, like,
Weirdos.
we don't care. Like,
Yeah, like I for sure know that there's probably some like detractors of Highland Films out
oh,
there.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what?
My family.
Just
Yeah,
all,
but-
all the people that support us.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you. Whoever gives us views, and like, it's something we want to do, and like we said, you don't see it in Cape Breton, so I think it's good. I think it's something
Yeah.
different to bring to Cape Breton, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it is. Yeah.
And we're just gonna, if you like doing something, do it. It's just, there shouldn't be anyone that, I mean, I'm sure there will be people that do disagree and will, but
Yeah.
it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we went from my brother's birthday until 1 week,
Which was like 2 months.
which was, I think it was,
I think it was might have been the same month or a month
it?
after. Yeah.
I think it was a month, if anything. Though.
yeah, 1
It
week.
definitely wasn't 2. Then maybe I thought it was more.
Because like we started working on 1 week almost, not immediately after, but very
Yeah,
soon.
because I remember the day my brother's birthday it was like released, and
We weren't in school when that came out.
no,
No.
It
and
was
I
still
had
summer.
Yeah.
I had a idea, just it's a maniacal idea, and I remember telling you guys in the
Oh,
morning,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys just
Wanted to do it
laughing
forever.
because
Yeah.
like it's just a concept that you don't see, but I think it was a pretty clever idea, and
Funny.
I knew that we could shoot it well in a short film because of the stuff we had to do it, but
Plus, Cameron's basement was.
Yeah, it was a chamber
was
anyway.
Basement.
Yeah.
Always. For some reason, it was a dungeon.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to explain 1 week, or you want to explain the concept?
Yeah. Well,
You're the star.
there. Yeah. Well, yeah. This is my debut. There was a missing person, and Aaron Gillis went around with flyers house to house, and he came across Steve's house and told him that like to keep an eye out for the missing person, played
Joseph.
by me, Joseph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joseph.
that was me. And so Steve's like, yeah, I hope he turns up and like all that kind of thing, acting like a regular normal citizen. And so anyway, so they go in. He goes back into the house, and I guess he's living with Jay. And they're like having breakfast, and they're talking about like going and seeing a movie later, just casual talk. And then, like, out of nowhere, they just what was it?
Go in the basement.
You go in the basement, kind of like just casual dialogue, and then when Aaron comes to the door.
Yes, Aaron comes after. Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaron comes
we talk
after.
and then
Yeah,
Aaron
I
comes
haven't
back.
seen him in a long
Yeah.
time, but yeah, Aaron comes to the door. Then Steve's like, "Okay, it's time," and we
Yeah.
head downstairs, and they head downstairs, and I'm just like tied up, beaten bad,
Yeah.
like about to be
Crying.
mauled,
Yeah.
and I'm just a mess, and they're just two psychopaths, but they have an average life.
Yeah.
And
That's a
like,
sinister thing
from
about it.
looking
Yeah.
from the outside in, you'd think everything's normal, but something I really like about the film is just the small kind of like red flags that you see throughout, like
throughout,
just
yeah.
the weird clothing you guys
Yeah,
wear.
Yeah, you guys are strange,
Strange.
looking like
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts for no reason.
And then Marcus and Cameron sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you look at Aaron after he leaves the step.
Yeah.
It's these like little things
It's
that
little
are
things
like
that-
hint at it.
And I think from most people, like that part when Aaron leaves a step, I think that's when they said, okay,
up and over.
something's up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know it was
Yeah, because
as
you
far
looked
as
angry at him
yeah.
when he was
It
walking
even
away.
starts like immediately in the beginning because you're driving and
Yeah.
then it's a shot of Aaron walking down the street and then you double take and look at him, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, exactly.
it's like that, and then you get to the house and.
And even the dialogue, like, where were you? Like, Jason asked me,
Or
but
making
early
sense.
in the morning, but I just wasn't making sense at all because it's just,
Yeah.
I wasn't up to anything good. But 1 week, I think it is our most popular as far as views went.
Definitely
It definitely
views.
had the most, and I
Yeah.
think that's one people talk about the most, just because we were all in it.
Yeah, we actually brought a cast together.
Yeah, there was a lot. There's
First
actually
time,
a
yeah.
lot that went into it. To be honest, like the
Pretty much our
makeup.
first
Yeah.
in
Terrell
people's eyes.
Coyne
yeah.
did the makeup. Did a great job.
Yeah,
with the makeup.
and that
Makeup
took
is
that took a
dope.
long time too. And
Yeah,
Cameron's,
makeup is very
Cameron's
good.
basement had that Pulp Fiction vibe to it with like the
Oh,
gimp.
yeah.
The it also gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah,
vibes.
it did. Yeah.
Just like a kind of like weird family in
Yeah.
this house that are up to no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
just
creepy.
so maniacal, just because like we said, it's just we seem
The,
so normal, right?
A lot of
Yeah.
the things were like, again, on the spot. Like we have a shot of you walking down the stairs in the basement. Going under the stairs was like on the spot. I haven't even been in that house before then.
Yeah.
So
Really?
all the angles that I was like coming up with was
Yeah.
like they had to be on the spot. I couldn't pre-plan any of it.
Yeah.
I think
And
there's a
then,
spider web too, or a spider
Oh, there
that was in which we didn't try obviously, but
Also,
worked
there
out
was,
big time.
Shout out to the spider.
Shout out
Shout out to
Spider.
that spider.
It was splatter.
And the reveal of Corey, like when we thought of that, like we come into like a dark room.
Yeah.
Jason's character flicks the light on,
Yeah.
and then it's you
Yeah,
appear. That's a great shot.
that was awesome.
That was a
I
wedding.
think that took everyone by
Weird,
shock.
with you, like
One
we had
perfect
big
shot.
like yellow kitchen gloves.
Yeah,
like
the yellow
you're
kitchen
weird.
gloves, yeah.
Got the mask on too, the
Yeah.
breathing one.
You're
some
painting
reason,
in the back.
Showed
The opera music, Habanero at the end,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
set a tone that just
Yeah.
Really good.
Eerie.
didn't
They
Shannon
get
actually.
uneasy.
Wasn't
Yeah, she
your
had to shut
sister
it off, she was
shut it off
scared.
because it was haunting?
My grandmother watched it recently and said
Yeah.
the boys are sick men.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
didn't like
a cool thing about like you go down in the basement and like we said, the big reveal and Jason's character is painting, and you're thinking like, okay, this is just strange. Okay, why is he
Yeah.
painting this? Because he's a menace.
Yeah.
But at the end, very roll credits, it's actually a picture, but it's a beautiful picture that Corey
Corey
actually
painted,
painted
yeah.
himself. And it's just
Amazing.
like a landscape, but. Nah, I think we just add that in because
I think Corey just had a
Another
canvas and we
another
took it,
nice
so-
little
Yeah.
like foreshadowing nod is when you pick up your toolkit, the masks that
Oh, yeah.
Cameron and Marcus
Marcus,
wear
yeah.
are on the wall there,
Yeah.
and you can see them, and then they're wearing them when they're cleaning
Yeah,
up.
that's-
Oh yeah.
Pretty much a masterpiece.
pretty much a cult classic. But anyway, if you haven't watched it,
Some-
1 week.
Something that
Yeah.
wasn't like expected either, Steve, is when you delivered the line like "Look at
Look
me"
at
or
me,
like
oh,
when I
yeah.
heard-
Remember it actually went
Oh,
dead
no.
silent in the
Yeah.
place and everyone was watching.
I was disturbed.
Yeah, that was good. I think it was only one take too, and that was
I don't know
that
how
went.
Yeah, I think
Boys,
I
they
think
played
it went
well.
with the first take. No one was expecting that.
No,
at all.
exactly. I
And, like,
remember just everyone dead
once,
quiet.
Once I said cut, everyone just
Everyone just erupted.
Yeah.
I think you can actually hear it in the blooper video.
Yeah, you can see it in the
was
post.
laughing.
You can hear it. Yeah.
Like everyone erupting
Yeah,
after.
oh my
Oh, no
god.
wonder.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, that was so that was like a full day shoot. So we shot probably
I think we started at like
8 to
3.
10 hours maybe.
Started at 3 and we stopped
Yeah.
at like 12.
12.
Something
So like
like
it
that.
was.
We went pretty late.
It was like
yeah.
right after
Pretty
school,
late.
so it might have been like 4 or 5.
So there was a lot that went.
I
into
got
that
there
for sure.
at,
You got there
at
later, yeah.
5
Yeah.
or 6 because I worked that day.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's our most viewed on our channel.
1,000?
I think
Over
it's
1,000.
Over 1,000
Like,
now,
last
almost
time I checked,
1,500 I think.
1,500?
Almost, yeah.
Really?
So if you haven't checked out 1 week, check out 1 week.
Definitely.
Let us know what you think about it.
Show your parents.
From the
Show your grandparents.
You probably think we're twisted, but anyway.
From the twisted
So, yeah.
minds.
So anyone want to go on to the next one? You wanna
What's the next one?
Lead
Bird?
off with the next one.
Bird?
I think. Yeah, Bird.
Yeah, the next one is a nice, heartwarming story.
Yeah.
Bird
For
and
some reason, like after
Well,
that.
we don't want to necessarily like pigeonhole ourselves into like certain
Yeah.
categories, and
Yeah, and I think we show that we can do. We did like.
yeah, like we can do
lot,
other
yeah.
stories, and this story revolves around a young man who's been in an accident and lost his ability to walk, and he feels guilt and resentment towards himself and other people because of it, and in the end he gets it's his birthday, I think. Yeah, it's his birthday.
19th birthday. So.
And and like
Going out on town.
trauma comes up because he doesn't feel like going out. He's too depressed, but his brother comes around and they're still thinking about him. Like,
Yeah.
the point is, like, it's Kyle Burton, because the point is he's not one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he thinks that
Thinks he is one.
his whole
Yeah.
life is going to be him being a burden to everyone else, but in reality, and it's kind of the way people think too. Like, they think it's always something, but
Yeah.
And
people are always thinking the other way. Like,
And we definitely wanted a happier ending for this one, just because we don't want
Yeah,
people
we
going
didn't
through our
wanna-
films.
Yeah,
and just, like,
exactly.
You don't
'cause
want
some die.
to want to end it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Definitely was built up to be sad, though.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, and but like we said, the ending, how it was happy. Like,
Mhm.
Aaron thought it was like depressing the whole time, but in reality, like, and it would happen in real life. Like, a guy like that close to you would obviously pick being with
Hanging out with your
being
friends.
with someone rather than going out or
Especially in
whatever.
that
You know what I mean?
situation.
I'd hope
Especially in
so,
that
yeah.
situation, if you're in a wheelchair and you literally, you could go out, but like you said, he just didn't want to. And I think
Yeah.
the scene with the phone call was actually
Yeah, it was good.
pretty
phone call
pretty
was good,
heartfelt.
yeah.
Also, one of the most awkward scenes to film at the end.
Oh.
You come in.
Oh, happy
Real bad.
birthday!
Oh, that talk about
We probably
10
took
takes.
10 takes.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the bloopers of that?
Yeah,
Of Burden? I don't
there
know,
is bloopers video,
I
but
think Burden's got a bloopers.
yeah,
well.
it
I don't
does.
know why that was so awkward.
It's because we didn't know how to say. We
We
were
didn't know
started
how
to
to sing.
sing it,
We
and
started
then
to sing,
we
we also
cut
said
out,
it.
and it was just like
That's so funny, though.
a little Easter egg too. Aaron is watching one week on the big screen.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
Aaron
yeah,
was
he is
watching,
too, yeah, I
and
like
you
that,
can
that's
see well, you can't see me, but you can see you.
Yeah.
And I pull
You
up
see
a
me in
chair.
the background, but I have a mask on.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Burden.
I like that.
I think Burden's a nice story.
I
It's
think it
it's
is, yeah.
sad.
It's very contained. It's really nice. Yeah.
It's sad, but it
Simple,
also
though.
does have a good ending, which I think people are looking forward to because
That's definitely a
I'd
film
find a
that,
wheelchair
like,
for that.
if somebody really wanted to, they could expand on that.
big time,
that
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Big time.
They
Big,
could go into dark places with that one.
like
Yeah,
of what happened to
for
him
sure.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Burden.
Pretty cool.
Burden was well. A lot of people liked Burden.
It's definitely a family-friendly one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
PG-13.
The next one is definitely not a family-friendly one. And that's
One's that?
Powder Room.
I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
This is an interesting
I forgot
story.
about this.
This one's fun.
So, I guess I'll go into how it even began. So anyway, we met at Jason's garage to discuss another film.
feature film,
like a one that we're gonna do in the future.
Like After Tough.
So anyway, we were trying to give ideas about it, and we just started getting frustrated because
it wasn't going anywhere.
we couldn't go, like, we had everything but the ending, and we were throwing around ideas, and it just boiled over. So I just said, you know
Tensions
what,
are
boys,
actually getting hot.
let's go get the cameras, and what do we have in here? And we're shooting
Making
we're
sure
shooting
it's-
something right now. And I remember the night before, I was watching Boogie Nights, and there's a famous scene in Boogie Nights where there's a guy in a robe, and he's a coke dealer, and he's dancing around to these tunes, and it's just like one of the best scenes in any movie, in my opinion. And I was thinking, you know what? Let's make something funny like that, because it's funny, but it's also drama at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Menace.
So Jason went in, got baking powder or whatever
That's
you
what it
got,
was,
yeah,
baking powder, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
filled it into the bag, and
Had a
you
lot
guys
of
want
coke.
to
Never
expand on the
looked
story,
back.
Joe? Basically want to tell the story or what it is, Joe?
Yeah, pretty much is the story is that the character, I don't know if I had a name, but probably not.
Fake.
But anyway,
Yeah,
me
that's-
and my friends are in the barn, and they are hanging out drinking, and I come in with stolen coke from Justin.
Justin.
Justin, my
Justin and Vladdy.
my fake brother's friend,
Yeah.
and they are known as bad cats around town. And pretty much is they find out that we stole the coke from them, and they come to get it back, and
Do they ever?
nothing
Oh,
good
breaks
happens
loose.
after that.
It's a bloodbath.
It's
Yeah.
just it was so
They
funny
stole
to
it from my
shoot.
house.
There's just so everything was funny
Oh,
about
it's
it.
hilarious.
There's nothing in that film that wasn't improvised.
Oh, it was
nothing.
100%
The whole
camera,
story on the spot
story,
was
yeah, dialogue.
Real gone.
We did do a couple takes
Yeah,
of
real
things.
right.
we took
Yeah,
like a couple takes.
Yeah.
Mainly because the boys were laughing way.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
so
oh, yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And a lot of takes were continuous too. Like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
take for sure was
Track like we
Yeah,
track you
track,
like after
yeah.
you kick in the door
Yeah.
and ask where your coke's at. We follow you from there.
Aaron
for a
falls
while.
over
Yeah.
on the hockey bag.
Aaron. Oh my god, when Aaron gets blown
Aaron
away.
gets shot.
Oh, that's
And
that's
Malik,
weird.
Malik edited in unreal effects for the
The
gun,
gunshot.
and it actually sounds like he's getting blasted.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's just so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just the entrance. It's not the first time you see mine and Corey's character, but
Yeah.
it's
No,
what you know
It's-
they're about.
It's what happens is you're getting a little dose of both storylines.
Yeah.
At the same
At
time.
the same
yeah.
time, back and forth, and then they finally come to a head with Aaron getting
Yeah.
blasted
Wow, yeah.
away.
It's funny because
It's
Aaron's
unexpected,
most
too.
innocent one of
Aaron,
anyone.
Aaron did
No,
not.
no,
Aaron
I
wanted to
didn't.
leave. Aaron wanted to leave and have nothing
Yeah.
to do with the coke, and he was trying to leave, and that's when he
Yeah,
dies.
that's
Forgot the door.
You used to babysit him.
Yeah. I said,
Steve
yeah,
was
I
also
said
a
I used to
babysitter.
babysit him, so I don't care what I do to you guys. But
Yeah.
Corey delivers
Corey's
the
character
most
was-
menacing.
Corey's-
medicine
I got
to
too
this.
angry for that.
Oh.
You did.
I thought my head was gonna get pucked in.
I was fucking
Understand
kidding.
me?
Yeah.
I think like
Hulk Hogan.
Powder Room was so like it was also Malik's acting debut.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
first
yeah.
my
It
first
was,
time.
yeah.
One of
In the
I'll
camera.
say
Or
last.
not in
I'd
front
say
of
last.
I don't know about
But,
that.
I think Powder Room though personally has one of the best endings to one of her
Oh, yeah.
to one of her shorts.
Yeah,
I
'cause
just
it's
like the
funny.
whole
Oh, I
thing.
forgot the
Like,
Coke.
I forget. So
I don't
we
worry
go
about
there and we cause mayhem for the Coke,
Murder.
right? We end up leaving without the Coke.
Emmy.
And we take Jason's character, and then
He
Corey
bumped
looks
his
at me,
head the whole time.
and Corey looks at me and says, "We forgot the Coke," and I just say, "Oh well."
Oh well, forget
That's,
about
and
it.
that's it.
So it's
Yeah.
basically just
And
like,
they
It's
just
like
continue to
just
drive.
pointless.
yeah, and then it just cuts to
Some military like music.
yeah,
I forget what it's
that
called.
is an
And then-
unreal song.
Yeah.
It's like an
Oh,
old
over the
show.
table?
Oh,
it's
the
like an
show
old
tune? Yeah, the show
yeah.
tune.
yeah.
And it was black and white. That was good.
That's I like that ending just because of the tune and
Everything wrecked too. Coke
Yeah.
everywhere.
we do have twisted minds though as much as far as we go we
Yeah.
do have pretty
Second
twisted
one.
ideas, but
What's that?
yeah,
Also,
that,
yeah,
that
like-
was a good, that was fun. That was really fun to make.
That was our third.
It was very convenient too that we killed Aaron almost immediately because then he took over the camera.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
were-
all switched at the camera like
Yeah,
that's
we didn't even have anyone to film.
most scenes.
Because you were on the camera at first when
Yeah.
it was just like us in the
And
car.
I was
Yeah.
just going
Or else
around.
in it,
his,
I was in the
That's how
car.
improvised I was.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Aaron actually had to do.
But Powder Room, I think that's definitely our funniest. Powder Room, 100%.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
think when that came out, people were laughing at that.
That's
That
like
was-
that's I guess like a cult favorite
Yeah,
of
it
ours.
actually is.
a cult
honest to
classic,
God,
yeah.
people do laugh at that, on
Yeah.
rightfully so, because
Yeah, it is.
it's absolutely
It's
hilarious.
mad.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not a parents one.
Also, like
No.
the outfits in it, like
Oh,
character,
yeah,
Corey's character
random thing.
Vladdy.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God,
Yeah.
a found
You-
vintage St. Michael shirt.
There's a
1970.
there's a part
Yeah.
where, there's a
Extra
part where
small.
Corey takes a cigarette, and just flicks at one of the boys'
Yeah.
heads.
That's me.
Yeah.
And then you had the robe that
The
had a
roll
big
with
hole
a
on
big
it.
hole in the back.
Also,
I
a big
think-
band-aid on your face.
I think that's what I
No reason.
Don't know why.
Slicked up hair.
Caught yourself shaving, I guess.
No, it's
Vaseline
hilarious, too.
hair.
When Americans are just like chill and you just go, do not.
Oh, yeah.
The camera comes around. Do not
Yeah.
tell me to chill.
I
Yeah.
had the sniper
I think
rifle.
they had
And all
like,
guns.
like an
Sniper
electrical
huge
tape
Band-Aid
belt
on
too.
your
Yeah, electrical tape belt because I couldn't hold it on.
Because you were pretty much naked on
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and it was cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was
was.
winter. The
So,
dead of winter.
yeah. And that didn't take long to film, but
Oh, it took like 2 hours.
it was
No.
really, really fun.
The only reason it took any time at all is because we just kept cracking up on
Exactly.
it.
Oh, no wonder.
It was
That
so
fun.
hard to
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
just because of how funny it was. But yeah, Powder Room, check it out. You'll have a laugh for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Um,
funny if you know too.
So that was our fourth.
Oh, yeah.
That was our fourth short film, and felt pretty good about 4 so far. Like we felt good about ourselves that we made them, and then we kind of
Plus, we've been getting like a lot of good reception.
yeah,
from
exactly.
People.
Yeah, we've been for sure more than I definitely thought,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is also
Yeah, some people
great.
actually like our stuff,
Yeah.
which is
We
shocking.
actually have devoted
Yeah,
followers.
To
it's-
me, that is shocking, just because we're so amateur and so
Like I know what
just
you
out of
mean.
nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And-
Independent, very
Yeah,
independent.
exactly. So I was very happy that we actually got a good response, and so anyway, those were probably around the 5-minute range. So we decided to not really go into still a short film we made, but
Double it up.
we kind of just like made it a little longer, and that was our 5th one, which was Marco, which was
Marco,
released
yeah.
not too long ago, actually, probably 2 months now.
2 or 3, yeah.
So that was about, I think, 14 minutes.
I think it is a 13
Yeah,
something.
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
And so we went in a little longer there, and that was actually our first time we shot in a couple days, not just a 1 day shoot as we usually did with all of our
Yeah.
other ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Bird and
Bird and we picked up a shot.
I think
Oh,
one
it
shot.
was like that
yeah,
one
but we
scene.
didn't really need anything though. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Mhm.
Also, the one we're working on now is Sessions.
Oh yeah,
weeks.
Yeah, we'll get to the current one we're working on now, but
Major production.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Marco's kind of like a not a mafia movie, but like it centers around. You think of him as a mobster, Cameron's character, like Marco.
It centers around the goons.
Yeah, basically, yeah, the
Yeah,
goons. It's
Goofballs.
kind of like it's a dark comedy for sure, because
Yeah.
like mine and Aaron's character are literally Merv and
Oh, yeah.
Harry.
Jules and Vincent.
Yeah. I don't like. We're stupid, and
Yeah.
we have to
Incompetent.
We have this task of
Simple
getting money back that belongs to our boss, who's Marco, which is Cameron, and it's just we go to the house, which is Jason, and we need to get the money back from him, but Jason feels like he doesn't have to
Feel like
give
I
it
own
all.
the money.
Yeah, he
Feels
feels
like
like
I
he
do.
owns the money, so
Very
anyway,
entitled.
we take care of that, and then we go
Don't
meet
go to plan.
meet Marco, and we exchange what we need to do. But I don't really want to spoil it if anyone didn't watch it. But just stuff falls apart, and I think it's kind of funny in a way, but it's also
The start is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's first half.
Yeah.
Second half actually.
but then it's also
Maniacal.
disturbing. Like there's some disturbing scenes.
It's my favorite ending.
That
Of all of
is
them.
really
that scene,
really
I just
good
like the
ending,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
The shot, and then also a nice song. at
The
the end.
song, yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
song
that's
was
cool.
really
Opera
good.
also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the boys really like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I like
do.
that one.
We got opera
the
taste.
deep voice opera though.
Me too,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Also,
Yeah.
this is like one that definitely like our most ambitious one,
Yeah, oh, big time, yeah.
and we tried like a lot of things. There was a couple like things that we did. Like we did more insert shots.
Yeah.
Definitely experimented with camera angles and stuff
Yeah.
like that, which was
Which I think worked out big time for us, especially as far as
Yeah.
insert shots, like you said, with the can
we had
opener,
the can,
opening,
the phone,
toaster,
toaster.
and,
Yeah.
Toaster.
and I think the tunes at the start for Jason's character, I think that's a lot of people's favorite, just because of disco and stuff.
Yeah,
and I like
oh,
how
yeah,
it
that was very fun.
cuts back
Dancing.
and forth.
I like
Yeah,
how it's like the
Yeah,
headphones
and it's
too.
definitely Pulp Fiction-esque for sure.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a tribute to
Yeah,
Tarantino, pretty much. I guess.
because we took a lot of.
That's what I was when I watched it, because I'm
Yeah.
not in it, and I was never there for the setting,
Yeah.
nothing, but I watched it, and I thought literally this is like
Yeah.
so much like a Tarantino.
Yeah.
Especially like the close-up shots.
and the
or
trunk,
Yeah.
the trunk
things
shots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, trunk shots. Yeah, they're awesome.
Also, something that I really liked. It's not really a spoiler, but when Jay's listening to music,
Yeah.
and then you guys come in, and he takes off his headphones.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
music,
And it
it
fades.
lowers.
Still there,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Still
Yeah.
there.
You hear it, but it's
Yeah,
it's
and we just gotta say
really
this
down.
now, Malik. The editing on Malik.
Oh yeah, I was up all
Shout,
night.
shout out to Malik.
Actually, I think it's what my father said.
Shout out
Said
to
actually
Malik
like
on
that editing a lot.
Yeah.
every short film, because Malik edits them all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Films them all.
So yeah, films them all, edits them all. So I mean,
So if you got a problem with the editing, you can take it all up with me.
no, but
No problem,
Marco's editing was
That was definitely the best.
Spot
great.
on.
Yeah.
Great,
It gets better
for
every
sure.
time,
Yeah,
though.
it does
Yeah.
get better, and that's what we said, because like each short film we do get better every time, because
Yeah.
more ambitious, right?
experience, yeah.
More experience. But yeah, Marco was definitely, that was our last one, so that was our 5th, and that was our longest. So
Any other things you wanna say about it, or?
America?
Also, Tracy LaTulip's makeup on.
Yeah, oh
on
yeah, she did Cameron. Yeah, we
did
tried to
really
make
good.
Cameron look
Cameron
a little
ancient?
older. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
just not. I don't even know if older, but looked like battered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
did, though.
yeah.
He did. It,
Rose
I think it
Lee
did
looked
work
stuff
because
like
of the
that.
camera angles that we
Also,
got.
one of my favorite like introduction scenes of
Oh,
the film.
that is for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Also, that gun he used, what was that?
Yeah,
That's
that was
Malik's.
Malik's.
Yeah, it
was like a pellet.
Cap gun?
pellet,
Pellet gun.
yeah.
Pellet gun.
That was
That was
cool.
nice,
I want that.
Like bigger
pistol.
ball.
Yeah. And we put a lot of work in America as far as stuff like that went, because we spray painted
Painted
guns,
guns,
and we had to wait a
yeah.
day for them to.
Did we use them?
Yeah, we spray
Put them in the bag when
Yeah.
like Marcus is asking for
Mhm.
things. I think.
Put them in the bag, and
Marcus had one on his character. I don't think you see it, but
No,
he definitely had a
yeah.
gun on him.
So like we had to wait for them to dry basically a day.
Yeah.
We like we said, this is our one where it took numerous days to
Oh
shoot.
yeah, we went back for a couple
Yeah, we
pickup
did.
shots and stuff like that. Yeah.
So
Back to my house a few times.
Because I remember, like, in editing, I said, like, we need something right here 'cause
Yeah.
it's not really working, but
and I think
It's pretty easy to get,
a lot of people don't think, but like a lot goes into these films.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Way more.
Like you look at 1 week and that's only 5 minutes, maybe a 6. Okay.
That was all day straight.
That was all day straight.
Plus-
and I mean like
Stressful, though.
few breaks.
Plus the editing afterwards,
Yeah,
like the post-production.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like a long time. So a lot does go into all this, starting from the idea, the script, the getting everyone together, locations. So yeah, a lot does go into it, but I mean, we love doing it, so it's not really it's not like it's
Yeah,
a
it's not a hassle or
yeah, it's a
anything like that.
hassle to do it.
Yeah, boys want to do it.
Yeah.
Plus, we would be probably just sitting in Tim Hortons having a coffee anyway.
Exactly,
We might as well
yeah.
Make a movie.
I know that's
Yeah.
true.
Because
Yeah.
we're just
That's our logic, though. Really, like honestly.
Yeah.
Which we've done before, too.
Which we've done.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that was our
one
last
thing
one.
on Marco too. I found the first part, the bickering back and forth, hilarious.
Between
Yeah,
me and
that's
Aaron.
funny.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
fun.
actually really good chemistry.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's just like because we.
Fun. Aaron Gillis was not acting there, I think.
It's
Yeah,
it's
like
a
being
it's like a big
asshole.
it's a big
That's
it's
very
a
good.
big thing that we have to do, but me and Aaron just aren't on the same page at all.
Yeah.
I just don't even know if it's the right house.
It starts immediately with like you're kind of like barking at him to jot down your grocery list.
Yeah,
and
my
sped up.
grocery list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
throws
you
the gun.
take the gun off the
Yeah.
dash, and then the wrong house.
Yeah,
Wrong house,
yeah,
wrong
that's
guy.
it's just I think it's just a fun thing to watch. Like you
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
laugh and then it'd be serious at times, and the
You
music's
make
good and complements
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
Beer and
Marcos.
toast.
There's one part where, like, I'm not spoiling it, but Aaron Gillis goes out for a phone call. When he comes back, the look on Steve's face.
that was
Oh,
probably
no, yeah.
my the funniest thing that we shot because
Oh,
I
yeah.
just like we're not gonna spoil the situation, but you will laugh because of the situation
Oh,
that
it was funny.
Yeah.
we got ourselves into.
No spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no spoilers.
No spoilers for Mark.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
our 5th and last one that we put out, but that was Marco. But as far as right now, we're currently working on one. I don't really want to give anything up
Yeah, I
on
don't
this,
want to give everything really.
but not even the idea actually. But
No.
We've already started filming. We
Yeah.
can say that.
we got a few shots. We're gonna continue.
Got the idea
But
pretty
we-
locked down.
We'd hope to. We're gonna hope now that we got the idea locked for certain. We're gonna go at this
Yeah.
because it's like we said, it's been 2 months since
Yeah, we want to get something out there for
we
people.
want to get something out, and so yeah. But I think this one's gonna be really good. There's like a lot went into this one, and yeah, I think the idea took a
Start of a
while.
video. Start of a funny old video.
Okay.
Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, so anyway, we're not gonna spoil this, but expect it to come out in the
Do,
near
uh,
future.
Do any of the boys have any like tips for anybody who wants to like make a film?
I think just do
do
it.
it.
Just do it. I know you hear that from every
Yeah.
filmmaker ever, but honestly, like look at us though. Seriously,
Yeah, we got nothing.
like
You don't have
we have cameras, but
Yeah.
there's movies today that are being shot with feature-length films that are being
iPhone,
shot with iPhones.
I
watched one.
I
Yeah.
recently watched a documentary on David Lynch. It's called The Art Life.
Yeah.
And the guy who filmed it on like a Canon 5D, but also his iPhone because he didn't always have his
Yeah.
camera on him. So he
Yeah.
just pulled his iPhone and started filming.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I was okay.
Technology
You can't
getting
even
so
tell the
advanced,
difference.
right? No.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And if it's good script, it doesn't matter.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. If you have a good story, that it's if you have a story, you can do it on I mean, maybe if you don't, if it's
something about the
extravagant.
story too. If you have just like a good idea, like at the core, just write down like the first draft of the script because a lot of times no one's going to see the first draft anyways. They're
Yeah.
just like because you can revise it and rewrite it a lot. So there's always room for improvement and change.
Definitely, yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, like just do it seriously, because I know there is people out there that want to make films, because we were there not too long ago, and like you feel held back because like first of all, what are people gonna think? I know that's a question that everyone asks.
Yeah.
How the hell am I gonna get the equipment, the actors? You know what I mean? Just like, cause we don't pay each other to do anything.
Yeah.
We just
Hear that?
it's you know what I mean, like it's we just do it to do it because we are most independent filmmakers, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we put more money in.
We,
I was gonna say we
we
put more
buy
money
it,
than we
pay
get out.
nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't
exactly.
get any money back in.
So But I mean, that's how everyone starts. So
Yeah.
I'd say this kind of like transcends films too. Like if you're into making music or art,
yeah,
anything, you just do it. Like I wouldn't want anyone to hold someone back from doing what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's like us. Like we want to do this, so we did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we've came pretty far since we started, as far as experience goes, and how like we're getting, I think, better each time. Anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Also, like, when like we're filming, it's this weird thing. It's I don't really think about all the other problems I got going on. It's just like
true.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about like the film.
When I actually film, like when we were filming, it's
actually grows up.
enjoyable. It's
Yeah.
it's so enjoyable. Like you're just
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun.
it's so fun. Like when we were doing Marco and we were shooting like one day, and I was like, man, I actually can't wait to get back at it because it's just fun. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
good times with
experience is
your
good.
friends.
Especially as soon as you get into a rhythm.
Yeah, exactly.
good.
And there's nothing better than when the day it gets released, and then you first want to show
Yeah,
everyone.
because you're
Yeah.
on week
Yeah.
with
And
you want to see
anticipation.
it yourself.
Exactly, and you do want to see it yourself.
It's good when you have someone to edit for you too.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
gotta worry- Don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
For,
At least.
something a tip for anybody that likes to edit out there is when you first watch the footage, or if you're on set and actually watching it in person or filming it, I don't really do this, so I'm kind of a hypocrite, but is to write down initial emotions that you feel when a scene happens or when you first watch a scene, because while editing you'll watch that maybe 100
Yeah.
times over.
Yeah.
So you kind of get desensitized to what you actually see, and then when you're watching it over again and over again, you're just kind of thinking of like, oh, was that a good cut? Does this color correction look good? You don't think about the actual emotion of the story, even though you're thinking about the continuity. So it's always weird when I show the guys it for the first time, and I see their like reactions. I go, oh, I remember feeling
Yeah,
that way when I
exactly,
first
yeah.
watched it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do suggest writing down how you feel after you watch something.
That's actually
Well,
because
it's
yeah,
up there.
Pro tip, yeah.
good. Yeah.
Pro tips.
Yeah. So I was like, I think just like we said, just go out and if you have a story, but you have to get the story down, big time.
Yeah.
Write a script,
Mm-hmm.
like
We're bad for.
something we're bad for. Like
Yeah, powder room. That's like
Yeah.
a bad
Yeah.
example. Like
I think yeah,
shouldn't do
exactly, yeah.
that.
That was meant to be without a script.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
But definitely write a script. I mean, you don't have to go word for word.
Yeah,
but
just something
Yeah.
base.
You have an outline,
Base, yeah,
right?
just so
Yeah,
you know where you
exactly.
So
gotta
you're
say.
not, because I mean, actually, just recently this happened to us, and we kind of just jumped into it. Like we had the idea, but then we started
Yeah.
filming, and it wasn't frustrating, but it was like,
You just don't know where
wait,
you're
now
going.
where are we going here?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, okay, maybe we should just
Like take a step back.
take time here, yeah.
yeah.
And what else was I gonna say? I forget.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, so
Yeah, a little acting tip. Not like I can act. That's what I'm gonna say here. I'm not like saying I'm a good actor or anything,
Yeah,
but
no.
just like it's not really even a tip. It's just like if you wanna like act, like just do it. Like I don't
I know
even
what you
know.
mean, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't act well at all,
No.
and like
Let's go with your
I
friends.
feel
But I
like
pretty
it's
much
like,
do the
don't
same
try,
thing every
don't
time.
try to be like I don't know, like
yeah, like I don't try to
Yeah.
try to be anybody else.
yeah, I know,
It's
I know
weird.
what you mean,
Like
yeah.
it's kind of easy to like act a certain character a certain way when there's not a camera on you. But as soon as the camera gets on you,
Oh,
it's
I
like,
know,
it's
it's
something
all-
else.
it's a whole
even if
ball
it's
game.
even if it's just four of us
it
there.
changes it. So like, if you have to take a couple takes just to get used to a camera being there and get more comfortable with it, then do it. It's not going to hurt.
Exactly, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never take as
Yeah,
much
well, I'm
takes
trying
as
to
you
think
need.
of what I'm trying to say here. It's like don't change anything, and maybe that'll work because that's what I usually do, and it's not like
No, I know what you're
it's,
getting.
like
I know what you
it's
mean.
hard
yeah.
to say because
Yeah.
it's not like obviously I don't like I'm not these people that I play, but like I just
Yeah.
want to be like not far off because I know I can be myself easy,
Yeah.
and I like
know,
if I do
yeah.
something like if I try to be like British or something, it would be so hard because
Yeah.
A lot of people even go like
Who's
through
it,
training for
accents?
that stuff. But I remember what I was going to say, and it's if there's anything that you don't know how to do, YouTube it.
yeah, it's true.
Really?
YouTube has helped me
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
a bunch.
Tutorials that'll walk you through till start to finish.
Yeah. and
Pretty much everything.
it's free on
Exactly.
YouTube, so just do that.
Yeah, that's what I do for everything in life.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah.
Literally.
Another thing about like what we try to do as far as acting goes too is just we're from Glace Bay, so obviously there's a thick. Glace Bay has its own language.
It even comes through in
It
these
does,
podcasts.
but we
Oh, I
try
bet.
not to.
Oh, yeah.
When we're doing the short films though, Powder Rooms is like a whole other thing because we
Exception.
try to be,
It's a whole other monster.
but like we try not to sound as much like.
We're from the Bay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we had people watch and comment or something on one of ours from the States,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we do have a couple of United States
Yeah.
viewers.
yeah, like they're probably thinking,
And they
"Where
wouldn't
are they
understand, you know what I
from?"
mean? Like,
yeah,
So we try not to.
yeah. Like
But
I
it's
found,
hard.
you know, when I watched Fargo the first time,
Yeah.
No.
it threw
Minnesota
me off.
accent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was such a thick
So
accent
thick.
that you don't
It
really
is.
know. Like everyone knows like New York and like different things like that, but like that was just so off. It actually almost threw me off. I ended up like loving the movie.
Yeah.
Seems like it's fake.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
almost
thing,
like
is
they're
they have to
trying
learn
too
that
hard.
accent,
Yeah,
I know.
Supposed to do
Yeah.
that.
Whereas like we have to unlearn ours.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, so,
proper.
So watch, if you haven't, watch our short films,
Yeah,
please
check
and
us
thank
out.
you. Check us out and drop us some comments of what you think.
Any movie news or anything?
Uh,
I got one small story.
All right.
Where's it at?
Let's hear it.
It is somewhere here. 1 second. Okay, yeah. Steven Spielberg. He says he thinks that stream films from Netflix, Amazon, etc., should not be eligible for Oscars,
I
only
seen that
Emmys.
yesterday, yeah.
Oh, really?
Netflix originals?
Like Netflix originals or Amazon originals, he thinks they should only be eligible for Emmys and not Oscars. And I think F off.
I don't even see his point there.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's a movie.
It's still a
If
movie.
Netflix wants to
Yeah.
buy or produce a film that somebody makes,
What's the
Isn't that
big-
just the same as any production company
It-
ever?
it-
Yeah,
is,
it is. Yeah.
But-
especially Amazon.
yeah.
I know
Yeah,
Amazon
Amazon
has their own like thing where you can watch.
There's some movies.
Amazon
now.
has their own
movies,
like
but-
production thing because
yeah.
like they did
They did
Manchester
Manchester
by
by
the
the Sea. It's one of the best movies I've ever
So
seen.
yeah, Steven Spielberg, if you're listening,
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
F you.
And we actually have a lot of power over him.
You got a lot to say.
Yeah.
The thing
He
is,
answers
the thing
those.
is though, there are a lot of actually decent Netflix originals.
Yeah,
like
Why shouldn't they be? Like Mudbound that just came out recently was a
Yeah.
Netflix original.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
The
like,
one that won the picture that won best documentary, that was Netflix original.
yeah, Icarus.
Icarus.
Yeah.
What else too? There's more that I'm.
There's a lot like Creep, like
Creep. Yeah, Creep.
There is
this
there's a
one
lot of
now.
bad Netflix originals, but there's
there
a lot
definitely
of, there's
is.
actually
I think the
yeah.
TV shows are more on the bad side.
Yeah.
I don't really like any of the TV
No,
shows.
but
to be honest.
I think that's just crazy. I mean, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like
It doesn't matter
Of
what the
course, like,
distribution
Yeah,
company.
it
what's
doesn't
it? It's
matter.
not. It's no different than any other studio,
No,
unless
it's
you're like
not.
Disney or something that
Yeah.
just puts out masterpieces.
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
no, yeah.
they have their bad things and they have the things that are good,
Yeah.
and like it's just a compensation.
I was reading a couple things about Netflix as far as directors goes. Like Christopher Nolan hates it.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
came
Everyone
publicly
hates
said
like the
Tarantino hates
he
it.
hates it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the argument you'll hear from people like Tarantino that say, "I'll never shoot digital ever. I'll only
Yeah.
shoot on film."
Film, yeah.
And what they're missing is, back when they were younger, film was like the easier thing to film on, just because they
Yeah.
could get a Super 8 camera for cheap, and that's what like let them get into films.
Yeah.
In modern times, the cheap camera to get that allows more people to get into filmmaking is digital.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like you'll
Pretty
It's
much
just the
changed.
same situation. It's
Yeah,
just that
exactly.
they're stuck in their old ways.
And someone who actually has the exact opposite stance, which I mentioned earlier on this podcast, is David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
He said he pulled out a small digital camera and like made a short film on the spot, and he said, I could film for as long as I wanted, take as many takes as I wanted without switching reels.
True.
And he said, I'm never going back to film.
No,
Honestly,
yeah.
Oh well, that's
Yeah.
So
just not
yeah,
there's
either, I
different
feel
people,
like.
and like I
There
do
is.
agree that like movies shot on film do have this texture and this look that
They
like,
do.
I just
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Like all
But
Tarantino's are.
like I wouldn't go as far as saying never digital, you know.
No,
And,
big time.
No.
Tarantino also says he feels like cheated when he goes to a movie theater and they're projecting digitally.
Oh,
So he wants them even to project in
It's
film.
crazy. I don't agree he's going that far, but
I guess I see their
It's
points,
it's a
though.
preference, you know,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of nostalgic of
Yeah.
him and like to do that.
Yeah,
but-
especially how he got into it, like when that was like the thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's, that would be like putting your pieces of bread on your step under the sun instead of using a toaster. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it just
I know
makes
what you
it a
mean.
little
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
it's like there's people who are stuck in their ways, but like there's a reason why things come
Yeah.
along. It's
Exactly.
just easier. Like
It's easier for
rather
everyone.
than using your laptop, using like a typewriter. To
Yeah.
type something up.
Exactly,
It just
yeah.
makes it more difficult.
It's an
in the long
evolution
run.
thing,
Us,
yeah.
us
Yeah.
using film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
But we,
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
Margot Robbie officially signed on to that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood too.
Did she?
Tarantino's
When was
movie.
that?
It was like 2 days ago. So
I didn't hear
that,
about
that
that.
cast is starting to
That's exciting.
Shake
stack up.
3 really good actors.
So we've been following that for I think since the first podcast. So
That's all I got.
that's been.
Anticipating it.
But
That's
yeah,
really all I know.
that cast has been stacking up.
Yeah.
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 Anything else?
That's it.
As
Yeah.
far as yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, drop us a comment or give us a like and reply messages or reply questions that you want to hear on the next podcast maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely check out Highland Films as
Highland
well.
Films, on YouTube and our Twitter account or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a
Instagram,
link down
maybe?
below
Instagram, yeah.
in the description.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening this week and
Later.
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 Later.